Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare.
सर्वत्र गोविंद नाम संकीर्तनम गोविंदा गोविंदा सद्गुरु महाराज की जय। हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम राम हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे। सद्गुरु महाराज की जय। Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Today is a very auspicious day of Sri Shankara Jayanti, the descent of a great Acharya Purusha, Avatara Dinam today of Adi Shankara Bhagavad Padal, and tomorrow is the Avatara Jayanti of Bhagavad Ramanuja Acharya. Both of them showed the wonderful paths of Advaita and Vishishta Advaita and protected our Sanatana Dharma. And it so happened that today we are going to look at Jnana Marga, and we will see it through Shankara Bhashyam today. And tomorrow is about surrender and how Bhagavan is going to actually protect the one who is surrendered. And it is very apt to see that through our Ramanuja or Bhagavat Ramanujacharya's Bhashyam, Bhashyakara's Bhashyam. Jnana Vairagya Sampurnan Haribhakti Parayanan Purva Acharyanaham Vande Sampradaya Pravartakan Shruti Smriti Purananam Alayam Karunalayam Namami Bhagavat Pada Shankaram Loka Shankaram Hare Rameti Krishneti Nama Sankirtanam Sada Loka Kshemaya Kurvantam Premikam Sadgurum Bhaje Kalage Sundarakaram Sadaika Priyadarshanam Ajnana Nashakam Devam Sadgurum Muralidharam Murali Mandita Karakamalam Munijana Mohanam Vyatyasta Padam Vanamala Dharinam Prema Bhakta Mandala Nitya Kirtitam Premika Varadam Ashrayekam Umpartaya Pratibodhitam Bhagavata Narayanena Swayam Vyasena Ghatitam Purana Munina Madhye Mahabharatam Advaitamrita Varshinim Bhagavatim Ashtadashadhyayinim Ambhatvam Anusandadhami Bhagavad Gita Bhavadveshinim Namostu te Vyasa Vishala Buddhe Pullara Vindha Yatapatra Netra Yena Tvaya Bharata Taila Purnaha Prajwalito Jnanamaya Pradipaha Prapanna Parijataya Totra Vetraika Panaye Jnana Mudraya Krishnaya Gitambrita Duhe Namaga Vasudeva Sutam Devam Kamsa Chanura Mardhanam Devaki Paramanandam Krishnam Vande Jagat Gurum Mukam Karoti Vachalam Pangum Langayate Girim Yat Kripatamaham Vande Paramananda Madhavam Kalage Sundarakaram Sadaika Priyadarshanam Ajnana Nashakam Devam Sadgurum Muralidharam Murali Mandita Karakamalam Munijana Mohanam Vyatyasta Padam Vanamala Dharinam Prema Bhakta Mandala Nitya Kirtitam Premika Varadam Ashrayeham. Sadguru Maharaj Ki Jai. With the immense blessings of our beloved Guru Maharaj, Maharanyam Sri Muralidhara Swamiji, we are very fortunate to remind ourselves of one of the most supreme of all teachings of Bhagavan, Sri Krishna, one of the supreme teachings of our Sanatana Dharma itself, in form of Sri Bhagavad Gita. It is said, a Purana slokam, it's a very old sloka, and also a sloka which is blessed by our Sri Anna, that for Bhakti to actually be born in our heart, for the Utpatti of Bhakti, for the Bhakti to flower in our heart, Srimad Bhagavatam is the father, and Sri Bhagavad Gita is the mother, and the child of this wonderful union of Bhagavad Gita and Bhagavatam is the child of Shuddha Bhakti. And that is the reason why, since we are seeing Bhakti Yoga, we are looking at both Bhagavad Gita and also its greater expansion in form of Uddhava Gita in Bhagavatam. Srimad Bhagavatam has another Bhagavad Gita. Don't Bhagavad Gita. Bhagavata Proktam. That Gita which is told by Bhagavan is Bhagavad Gita, isn't it? And the Bhagavad Shabdam perfectly fits our Thakurji, our Bhagavan Sri Krishna. And that's why anything which is to do with Krishna has a Bhagavad Shabdam in it. So the story of Krishna is called Bhagavatam. The devotees of Krishna are called Bhagavatas. And the Gita blessed by Bhagavan Sri Krishna is called Bhagavad Gita, not Krishna Gita, isn't it? And so there is a wonderful Gita which is expounded to our Uddhava Swami in the Srimad Bhagavatam. And we are seeing some verses of Bhagavad Gita from Mahabharata and some verses from our Uddhava Gita, which is also spoken by Bhagavan Sri Krishna, related to the same theme which he is telling in this Bhagavad Gita. And Bhagavad Gita started with this verse of Arjuna. Arjuna Uvacha Evam Satata Yuktaye Bhaktastvam Paryupasate Ye Chabhyaksharam Abhyaktam Tesham Ke Yoga Vittamaha. Very beautifully, Bhagavan wanted to show the greatness and the supremacy of people following the path of Bhakti Marga, because Bhagavan Sri Krishna's avataram itself is for Kalau Janishyamananam. And for people who are born in Kali, Bhagavan Sri Krishna descended for that only. He came in the end of Dwapara Yuga so that people in Kali can be well prepared right from the start of Kali with the path shown by Bhagavan Sri Krishna. And the path for Kali is Kalau Bhaktihi Bhaktya Krishna Purastitaha. Yatpalam nasti tapasa na yogena samadhina tatpalam labate samyak kalau keshava kirtanat. In Kali, the dominant or the most common path which all of us can follow, the most efficacious path which all of us can adopt, and the surest path for our emancipation in Kali is the path of Bhakti. And it is said in Bhagavatam that Bhagavan descended for Bhakti. And hence in Bhagavad Gita also, Bhagavan very beautifully, in form of inspiring a question from Arjuna, and in the form of answering that question, showed the Yuga Dharma of Bhakti Yoga. And also Bhagavan said, there may be some exceptional yogis, there may be some exceptional, adhikaris for other paths, especially Jnana Marga. Don't think ill of them, don't think less of them. They are also coming and attaining me alone. But in the same token, because Bhakti seems to be easy, the sadhana of Bhakti seems to be a little trifle easy, don't underestimate, don't feel a little alakshyam towards Bhakti, because Bhagavan says, in my opinion, to this question, the devotees who are ever established, constantly hearing, singing and remembering you in the form of Bhakti Marga, are they the superior knowers of Bhakti Yoga, or The people who do upasana of nirguna in form of immutable aksharam and in form of unmanifested, which is abhyaktam. Which of these two are the best experiencers of yoga? Which of these two are the best knowers or more proficient, the best, most proficient in the path of yoga? And Bhagavan without hesitation answers, Shri Bhagavan Uvachan, Mayi Aveshita Mano Yemam. He starts with Mayi Aveshita Mano Yemam. Arjuna, for the emancipation of humankind, even though my Swarupam is Sachitanandam, even though I am beyond names and forms, I have taken this wonderful form which is also eternal. I have taken this wonderful Rupam which is also eternal. But I made this eternal Rupam, eternal Namam, both of which are of the stature of consciousness, Chinmayam. And in spite of this Rupam and Namam, the name and the form, being very, very rare for people to even grasp, out of my kripa, I have descended in this wonderful form, in this wonderful name. I am beyond words. Even my Rupam is aprakritam. Even my Namam is aprakritam. Even my Vaibhavam of the Namam is anirvachaniyam. So don't just think my Swarupa of Sat Chitta Ananda is only Yato Vacho Nivartante Aprapya Manasa Saha. Even my Rupam, if you experience, words won't escape. In even my Rupam, if you experience, thoughts won't even emanate from within. Such is my Rupam, such is the Namam. I have come down like that. And because of this depth of your friendship, our eternal relationship of friendship, I am sitting here driving a chariot. What do you expect me to say, Arjuna? Do you think that I would say Nirguna is superior to Saguna? When I am doing so much of Vyavasayam, I am doing so much of effort to uplift you and using you as a calf, I am going to give you the path of Bhakti, the path of Gita for the whole universe to follow. And you think I would say Nirguna? Obviously, Mayi. Adhan the Mayi. That Krishna who came down, that Krishna who is actually beyond the senses, beyond the sense organs or mind or intellect, that Krishna descends. He has taken his eternal form, he has taken his eternal name, and he has come down in form of a lovely avatara so that every one of us can enjoy or we can progress towards the goal of human life, which is liberation, moksham. And Bhagavan obviously says, Mayi. And Arjuna, if you have Nirguna Nishta more than Saguna Nishta, what will happen to me? I am sitting in front of you driving a chariot so that you can have the Nishta towards me, Arjuna, so that you can easily attain the purpose and fruit of life, which is moksha. You can easily attain the purpose and fruit of life, which is prema. That is why I am struggling so much. That is why should I say struggle? Krishnastu aklishta karana. So I am doing all this leela for you only. And if it were to be only Nirguna is the sweetest path, why should I even come down? I could have been where I am in the state of Sachidananda itself. All that I am working for all this for only one reason, so that the rarest of the rare, even that is rare. Vari Raitalum Ratinam Ratinam. That rare people can slowly get attracted, slowly get drawn to my lovely form, to my nectarine stories, and to my Amrutamayamana Namam, so that they can also progress. And they can progress quickly, they can progress surely, and I can take the responsibility of their progress so that they can also attain the fruit of life. So Bhagavan says, Mayi Aveshita, Mano Yemam. Why do you think I stole butter? Why do you think I did Rasam? Why do you think I did Govardhana Uddharanam? Arjuna, I could have done all these things just by my will. Na? All I needed to do was stop the rain. In my mind, if I have just said that, the rain would have stopped. I am the Antaryami of Indra, Arjuna. If I wanted, I would have made his mind change immediately. I could have warned him subtly. I didn't do all that. Why I did it all this? So that there is a Leela, Arjuna, for you and rest of the people who are going to come in Kali to actually remember, and using this wonderful medium, or can I say, using the wonderful Vaya media of Leela, they will do my Smaranam. And who am I? I am the same Sachidanandam which Nirguna Upasakal are struggling to hold on to. The same Sachidanandam. I have done Govardhana Uddhara Leela, Rasa Leela, Navnita Chaurya Leela, Gocharana Leela, so that it is sweet for you to remember me and meditate on me. And what you are doing is far superior to even people who are cutting off all my Leela, cutting off my name, cutting off my form, and only doing the dhyana of Sachidananda. It is superior because it is easier, Arjuna. It is natural for us to remember stuff. It is natural for the mind to hold on to something. And it is natural for the mind to be attracted to something. Instead of trying to cut off all the working of the mind, instead of trying to work against the mind, instead of trying to reverse the flow of the mind, which is not a very easy thing to do if you do it on your own. Our Swamiji uses an example. If there is a stick which is running in the river, the natural flow of the stick would be along the river. And this river is called Maya Pravak. It is the actual flow of this Maya, which is Bhagavan's power of transmigratory existence, samsara. And for the stick to turn back and come towards the source, or turn back and start to travel against the flow of the river, is it possible? And just like how stick is jadam, mind is also jadam. All these sense organs are also jadam. So our Bhagavan says, only if I decide to turn it back, I can turn it back. If you try, you can keep trying. And after striving a lot, I may feel, I think he has done enough. And it is Bhagavan Sri Krishna who turns the mind of even the Nirguna Sadhakas inwards after he is convinced that they have ticked all the boxes of Sanyam Yendriya Gramam, Sarvatra Samabut, Sarvatra. When Bhagavan sees that Sarvatra, they have done properly, like an examiner who ticks the box and said, yes, you have actually answered all the questions. Only when they pass, Bhagavan blesses the turning of the mind inwards and sustains it there. So without Kripa, even Nirguna Upasana is not possible. That Kripa is sanctioned, commensurate with the amount of effort put by that yogi. And there is a chance of falling. Jadabharata approached this yoga in form of sadhana. And since he approached in form of sadhana, and because he was a very, very, very diligent and an incredible yogi, within 3 janmas, he was able to turn it inward and attain the greatest. You see? Why? Because when we are in the path of Nirguna, path of Nirguna Vichara, we are in the path of self-inquiry, we are in the path of Jnana Vichara, the effort is the grace, you see? And which means the grace is commensurate with the effort. Bhagavan expects 100% Vairagya till, and until that 100% Vairagya is not there, he is not going to sanction this turning of the mind inwards and Atma, Atmado Harihi. And then Bhagavan says, Chalo. Okay, good. You have done your job. And there is not even a smallest mistake I can find in your answer sheet. So you get 100 out of 100. Chalo, Jnani. But it is not true for Maya Veshyamano Yemam Nitya Yukta Upasate Shraddhaya Parayo Petaha Teme Yukta Tamamataha. But for my devotees, they don't put their trust in their sadhana. They constantly are in the state of what is called as karpanyam. What is the state? The state called naishkincham or nishkinchanam, where they constantly look at Bhagavan and said, I am not a dharma nishtosmi. I am naham dharma nishtosmi. Nacha atma vedi. I don't know atma vichara. I am not having that much nishta or that much shraddha, even in dharma. Krishna, even bhakti, I don't have it all. So please give me bhiksha of bhakti. Bhakti bhikshai iti dovai karna mukti nalgido. Bhakti bhikshai shraddhaya parayo petaha Teme yukta tamamata. What is that Shraddhaya Parayo? Their Shraddha is, I don't put the Shraddha in my effort. I put the Paraya Shraddha. Shraddha in my effort is normal Shraddha. Shraddhavan labate jnanam. That Shraddha will have its pala. But Paraya Peta, that Shraddha which is supreme Shraddha is having the Shraddha in Bhagavad Kripa. So all the time they won't be examining, am I having Bhakti now? Is it rare? Is my jnana getting better? Is my mind improving? Idalla not our job. It is the job for people who are doing sadhana, who are to rely on sadhana and do the monitoring. For me, everything is Bhagavan. So I am going to say, our Swamiji gave this wonderful pearl, which differentiated Saguna Upasana, Nirguna Upasana. If we can see it with a little attention, you see the beauty of a simple word of our Swamiji, which has so much of depth in it. It is said, both, Saguna Upasana and Nirguna Upasana, both may do puja, both may do a little bit of, worship, etc. But a Saguna Upasana will do Krishna Upasanam. Krishna na Aradhana pannuva. Nirguna Upasana enna pannuva Manasa Aradhana pannindirupana. The person who is doing Krishna puja will look at his lovely little Swami, which is make it a very easy and daily by Krishna pakna odi vandu we can open the puja room. Krishna patache. And every day I will look at Krishna. Today Krishna's face is glowing. Today Krishna's adu sanidhyam nu sonna, it is a very impersonal thing. That's why I'm saying Krishna is very happy with me. As I keep doing the archana, my attention is towards, is Krishna happy? Is Krishna happy? Is Krishna happy? Saguna Upasaka. Even if a Nirguna Upasaka does the archana, as that person is doing the archana, constantly seeing, is my number of thoughts coming down now? Is my mind now a little subsided? Have I progressed in Vairagyam? That monitoring he will do, it seems, you see. And our Swamiji said, people who do Saguna Upasana do Krishna Upasana. People who do Nirguna Upasana essentially worship only Atma Swarupam. Na? How can you worship Atma Swarupam? Is not allow anything else apart from Atma Swarupam to come in between my Upasana. So, removing things which are not Atma is Atma Upasana. So, constantly they are monitoring what is coming in between. Thoughts are the ones which are obstruction for my Atma Upasana. So, I would, even if I do, Archana, etc., if I am a Nirguna Upasana, I am constantly watching. Where is my mind silent? I am alert. I am using my buddhi, arivu, and constantly watching. What is my mind doing? What is my mind doing? How do I? Oh, a little bit of chanchala of the mind. Using pranayama. Let me slowly, control it. This is the approach of Nirguna Upasana. But Shaguna Upasana, Shraddhaya Parayopeta. Shraddhaya Parayopeta means I have been blessed to go in the path of Krishna Bhakti. Krishna Bhakti Samrajyam has somehow opened its door to make me a citizen. And for me, Shraddhaya Parayopetaha means my ega para sukham, my welfare in this life and beyond. Krishna, I have offered to you. I shall, without any laziness, I shall constantly engage myself. My aveshita manoyema. For me, I would find ways and means to constantly engage myself in doing the worship, which is the mental remembrance, which starts with physical chanting, physical puja, physical pradakshinam, all these things, physical reading, etc. But my whole focus is Bhakti Bhikshaya. And I shall constantly employ my mind again and again and again. I shall constantly employ it in remembering you all the time. With love, understanding you are the purpose, and also understanding you are the means, you are the end. And in one sampradaya, it is called Upayam and Upayam. Both of you are you, Krishna. That is what is Shraddhaya Parayo Petaha Teme Yukta Tama. They are very clear. Nobody can confuse them. And even if somebody comes and tells it happened, I couldn't call that Upasana. They are all great Avatara Purushas, but to give a sample, Even if somebody comes, somebody whom you love and respect comes and tells, what? You are saying Krishna is guiding you, etc. It is all manabhranti sonnapdi. For Mahatmas, not for you and me. Ramakrishna Paramahamsa was once asked by Vivekananda Swami, you say you are talking to Krishna or you are talking to the mother, divine mother, Pavadarini. How is it possible? Maybe it is all your mental bhranti, nervous problem. Udane Ramakrishna Paramahamsa runs to the same mother and says he is telling like that because he has tremendous love and respect for Vivekananda Swami. He sees his Swarupam, idu Narayana Swarupam. And that is the reason he comes back and asks. And mother says, right now he is not accepting, but over time he will also join you, don't worry. He comes back and tells that also. You say, Alta Shraddhaya Parayo. I know the example I have given is a very great example, but to show that Shraddhaya Parayo Petaha for even a sadhaka, that is a sadhyavastha. Number the sadhanaya we can imagine and see that is Shraddhaya Parayo Petaha Teme Yukta Tamamataha. Bhagavan being the common goal for both of them, Bhagavan says it does not mean ye tu, but however, even those ye tu who constantly meditate upon me, that me which is aksharam, anirdeshyam, or aksharam and avyaktam. The eternities of Bhagavan are of two types. The eternities or the timelessness of Bhagavan are of two types. One is aksharam and avyaktam eternity of Krishna, which is what is called Satchit Anandam, and the aksharam and the vyaktam eternity of Bhagavan, which is the name, the form, and the leelas of Bhagavan. Do you get it? Aksharam is both. The name is also Aksharam, and the Swarupam is also Aksharam. But why is he giving the word Aksharam? Aksharam, na, which can never be destroyed, that which is always there. Come sthiti. Sthiti means the current state of the existence of the world, or during the pralayam. Pralayam, not dissolution of the world, and during the next cycle of creation again. In these three states, something which is totally not destroyable or not possible to destroy is what is called Aksharam. So obviously Swarupam, which is our Atma Swarupam or Brahma Swarupam, it's very prasiddham that it cannot be destroyed, because that which exists all the time, how can it be destroyed? Only that which is created can be destroyed. And so Swarupam, which is Sat Chit Anandam, which is the Swarupa of Bhagavan, and that can never be destroyed. We all know that. And that's why he's using the word Aksharam Avyaktam. You see? Aksharam Avyaktam means that Aksharam which is Avyaktam Nartham. That which is not destroyed, which is Krishna Swarupa, and that which is not manifested. Sat Chit Anandam is never manifested. And we already saw a lot of examples. That Swarupa is like sunlight. That which manifests is like moonlight, right? And moon borrows the light from the sun and manifests its own light. So mind is like that. So mind is capable of being destroyed. The world is like that. Everything is like that. But Aksharam Avyaktam is what is called as Satyam, or what is called as Sachidanandam, which is Atma Swarupam, which is consciousness. Consciousness can never be destroyed. So Aksharam and Avyaktam. Now the question comes, does it mean that Krishna's form and Krishna's name can be destroyed? Is that why for Nirguna Upasakas he is saying Aksharam, Avyaktam, and not for Saguna Upasakas? Na? It is not like that. Krishna's name, Krishna's form is also eternal. Krishna's name and Krishna's form is also eternal, even transcending the three states of the universe of Sthiti, Layam, and Utpatti. Utpatti na creation, Layam means dissolution, and in between state of sustenance. Bhagavan's name and form are also eternal, but then there is a small difference that it is neither created nor destroyed, but it appears and it can disappear. For example, in that state of our Bhagavan appearing as an avataram, it is called Avirbhavam, not Utpatti. And Antardhanam, when gopis were all playing in Vrindavan, suddenly Bhagavan disappeared. And Antardhanam, Avirbhavam is there for Krishna's form. which is not even there for that Swarupam. And so Krishna's form, if you want to technically understand, is Aksharam Vyaktam. And Krishna's Swarupam is Aksharam Avyaktam. Bhagavan or Vyasa Bhagavan or Bhagavan Sri Krishna would never put any extra word for defining something if one can fully define it. See, Bhagavan simply said, Mayi, that's all. Mayi, Krishna, Vasudeva Putra, Mayi, finish. Because this is a philosophy Shastra. It is not a bhajan. In bhajan, you add more adjectives for Anubhavam. Here he has to just say what it is so that it differentiates, when he says Mayi, if he generally says Upasana or Saguna Upasana, it could be anything, na? Bhagavan wanted to differentiate all the Upasanas and say, my Upasana, people who are actually worshipping me, which is Bhagavan Sri Krishna, which is Parthasarathi, which is Vasudeva, which is also, as our Adi Shankara Bhagavad Pada says, Vishwarupan. That Upasana is Saguna Upasana. Vishwarupa Upasana is Bhagavan's greatness. Vishwarupana anartham, Sarvavyapi, Sarvantaryami, Sarvashaktan, Sarvajnan, Sarva Karma Palapradan, Sarva Rupan, Vishwatma. And this is what is Vishwarupan Saguna Dhyanam, looking at Bhagavan's greatness, Mahimana Vishwarupan Laya. And then Madhuryam, Bhagavan's beauty is this lovely form of this little Yadukulanandanan. And Bhagavan's compassion, Parthasarathi. You see, Parthasarathi, compassion. Out of the compassion, love he has for Arjuna, he is now sitting and driving the chariot of Arjuna. Many people, when they let us understand the beauty of Krishna's heart, here, generally, when we go up in the status in the society, we think self-driving itself is below my status. Na? So I put a driver and I sit in the back seat. I don't even sit next to the driver. That's status. This is not just a local lord, the Lord of all lords, Paratparan, Parameshwaran, the Lord of the universe, Jagat ke Ishwaran, Jagadishwaran. That Bhagavan, even if he self-drives his chariot, it is okay. He is driving somebody else's chariot. You see this? And out of the love he had for Arjuna, he is driving Arjuna's chariot. Some people can do it out of love, but they do it quietly, privately. Let's have a drive and go. Here, in the view of everybody, almost half the world was there. World War Maridana, 18 Akshavanis are there. In the front of everybody, not once, for 18 days, Bhagavan is driving the chariot. And even people who can't normally see are able to see that using Sanjaya, our Dhritarashtra. Adhan Krupa. So Mai means Vishwarupe is the Mahatmyam. You should know that Mahatmya Jnanam is like foundation. It is not another lovely boy that I am loving here. It is the Jagadishwaran who out of his compassion came down as a lalla here. That's why Shukamuni shows us how to do bhakti. It is not a story of a lovely boy in Vrindavan. It is a story of Bhagavan. Bhagavan api tatraiva baladevena samyutaha. Bhagavan api tharatri sharatvutvulla mallikaha. Bhagavan, Bhagavan, Bhagavan. Why? Because with that Mahatmya Jnanam as the foundation, which need not be apparent outside, without the foundation, any house will be blown away. With the foundation, house will stand. Any storm, it will stand like a mountain. It will be dhirana. Then dhairyam means persisting in spite of this tempestuous outsides. And if you don't understand what Krishna Bhakti we are doing, I heard from some of our own friends, there used to be some families who come to Nama, have tremendous love for Krishna Katha, they chant, they hear the stories, they're very happy, aha, oh, everything. But suddenly they stop all this. And he asked them, why did you stop? You had a sweet voice and you used to sing in our satsang, you used to come to the lecture and shed tears. What happened? You know what I heard? There was a very small incident that my daughter, she was supposed to enter into a competition and she fell ill one day before the competition. I lost all faith in Krishna. Now what happened to all this bhakti? Sraddhaya Paryopeta. Because Mahatmya Jnanam was not dridam. A house was built suddenly, impulsively, without any foundation, and a small breeze blew that away. Na? I'm not talking about a hypothetical example. Some of you may even know this, isn't it? That is the reason why our Adi Shankara Bhagavad Pada says, Mayi, and he is saying, Vishwarupe. Not because Adi Shankara Bhagavad Pada did not love the form of Patsarthi and all that. He says, Adipada, foundation. Have the foundation of Mahatmyam set properly. Mahatmya Jnana Sudrudaha. Sarvado Adhika Sneha Bhakti Riti Uchyate, says the Mahatma. So, whom are we actually worshipping? That little Krishna who is just a 3-year-old boy, 5-year-old boy having a ball of butter in his hand, looking at us with tremendous innocence and love, and then crawling in our puja room. Yaar is it? Vishwarupe. He is Vishwarupa, Vishwa Sthiti, Vishwa Utpatti, Vishwa Layam. All these things, Karanam, Janmadhyasya Yataha. You see? And that is very important. And that is the reason why our Adi Shankara Bhagavad Gita beautifully put Mahi Vishwarupa. And after that, rest is all Sagunala Mandudam. The taste will come. But to understand the significance and the greatness of what we are doing is difficult. Na? Because Krishna Rupa is so beautiful, I can have only a sentiment on that person. That's not religion. That's not spirituality. That's not Bhakti's growth. Because today, if the flavor of the month is that lovely boy, tomorrow it may be somebody else, then it won't work. Na? That's why our Adi Shankara Bhagavad Padar, he chose Anna or Vartha reporter. Vishwarupe. So here, Bhagavan's Rupam and Bhagavan's Swarupam. Swarupam na Atma Swarupam. Consciousness dan Swarupam. That consciousness is eternal. Obviously it has to be. Because nothing is created. Consciousness is not created. So as we progress in this understanding, we won't be encouraging questions like, who created God? Na? It's not even a logical question. The fact that I hear that question and try to answer it shows that I am accepting that question itself. First of all, the premise of the question itself is wrong. And when people ask, do God exist? The answer is that existence is God. Sattano nirkaliya, satta. That is God. Adha yetu aksharam and abhyaktam. Abhyaktam, that which is not manifested. Why Bhagavan is beautifully putting two words just to show the differentiate Saguna and Nirguna. One word would have been enough. Na? Yetu aksharam, finish. But then it will mean our Saguna is ksharam na. Yeah. அழகா 2 வார்த்தை போட்டு அக்ஷரம் அவ்யக்தம்னு is showing. And aksharam avyaktam is my swarupam. Aksharam vyaktam is my sagunam. Both are imperishable. And the Krishna rupam is that which condenses when we have bhakti. The best to understand aksharam avyaktam and aksharam vyaktam is an example given by Ramakrishna Paramahamsa. The examples which he gave us many times, that which is Shastra Yoni, that Bhagavan, yasya nishvasitam vedahan, as effortless as breathing, Bhagavan's Vedic knowledge is revealed. You understand? Do we take much effort in breathing? It is only prayatna, zero prayatnam almost. Na? Prayatna urko muchoda. Like that, Bhagavan's Vedic knowledge. And all the secular knowledge is a particle of dust compared to the Vedic knowledge, which is infinite. And that Bhagavan, Vishnu, came down as Ramakrishna Paramahamsa and then decided to be unlettered. I won't go to school. For spiritually unlettered people like us, he has to talk. Na? So, avataranam nale yarangi varduna. If he also talked in this mellifluous language of Shastra, na, what will happen to all of us? That's why he decided, I shall not be literate in the sense of the secular world, so that I can give examples which you can relate to something which is the highest truth. That's the beauty of Ramakrishna Paramahamsa's example. And our Swami, our Guru Maharaj also gives such examples. And he has tremendous love for Ramakrishna Paramahamsa's stories. And we also see a lot of sweet examples from our own Guru Maharaj, which we can all relate to. The beauty of Avatar Purushas. As the time progresses, Krupa increases. You see, Ramakrishna Paramsa says, Nirguna Upasana is like water vapor. You see, humidity, it is omnipresent. There is not even 1 inch of land in this world where there is no humidity. Maybe it is 0.00001% in Atacama Desert and all that. 0.1%, 0.01%, but there will be humidity. Some water vapor has to be there, na? Nirguna Brahman, Sarva Vyapi, like that. Sagunam enna, the same water vapor, when you put it under a condensing chamber of coolness, condenses and becomes a form of water, na, which can be seen, which can be tasted, which can be used for quenching my thirst. So Ramakrishna Paramsa says, thus Avyaktam, Aksharam, Avyaktam is like water vapor. It is there, but Vyaktama Teriliye, I'm not able to experience it, I'm not able to feel it. But the same water vapor, if it is condensed by Bhakti, Ade Nirguna. You see, the same Nirgunam, same Sarvavyapi, same Sachidanandam takes the form of water. And if you condense even better, Aisave Andurtha. And you can enjoy it. Your thirst is quenched. Water vapor won't quench thirst, only water can. So when you are praying, even if you pray to Nirgunam, but if your devotion and Shraddha is true, that Nirgunam has to come in the form of Sagunam to do the blessing, which is what we are going to cover as Gajendra Stuti. You all know the story of Gajendra. I'm going to dwell on the philosophy of Gajendra, which Swamiji has told us on Thursday and Friday. All the beauty of that Gajendra Stuti. The same Sagunam appeared before Vasudevji and Devaki Mata. Look at their Stuti. They didn't say lotus-like eyes and sweet red lips. Nirgunam, Nirvikaram, Satta Matram. They are saying, the Bhagavatam, the padichitu Gita padicha, different anubhavam. Bhagavatam prepares you to understand the inseparable nature of Sagunam and Nirgunam. So there is no R here, and so Ade Nirgunam, the same Nirgunam, omnipresent, Atma Swarupam, Sarvavyapi, Brahma Swarupam, Jagat Karanam. That Brahman, when you have Bhakti, what happens is, it comes before us. Tamadbhutam Balakam. Guru Ayappan comes and stands before us. Guru Ayappan's form is eternal. Guru Ayappan's name is eternal. But for the name to come in our lips, or the form to come in our, Buddhi Gocharam, Nayana Gocharam, Hridaya Gocharam, you have to condense that Nirguna Brahman with Bhakti. And the Bhakti nala Bhagavan Rama Kulanda Poi, he comes and shows his form, which is also eternal. Tattavat Sakshat Guru Pavanapure Hanta Bhagyam Jananam Bhati. That the same Nirvikaram, Nirgunam comes here. And that is the beauty of these two words here. Etu Aksharam Avyaktam, Aksharam Avyaktam Pariyupasate Anirdeshyam. So here the way he's saying is, this Aksharam or Avyaktam is also what is my Swarupam, and Aksharam Vyaktam is my Rupam. And Arjuna is asking that question, Echabhyaksharam Avyaktam Tesham Ke Yoga Vittamaha. And Bhagavan says, yes, I agree. Aksharam Avyaktam ni Sunyapa, I will add more adjectives to it. Even those people, he could have just answered the question. You see, I'm now doing a little rasa now. Philosophy, okay, we are all clear now. Let us enjoy Krishna's words. Arjuna asked a question. Yevam satata yukta ye bhaktas tvam paryupasate. When he said tvam, he said maya vesha. Finish. Both are very clear on that. Krishna Rupam, Krishna Namam, nobody can have a second opinion. So he said tvam, he said mai. Finish. But when it came to Aksharam Avyaktam, our Bhagavan very beautifully said, not only Aksharam Avyaktam, Anirdeshyam pa, you can't define it. Etu Aksharam Anirdeshyam, that cannot be defined, because that which is not manifested, that which is not obvious to my sense organs, including mind and buddhi, how can it be defined and described? How can I actually instruct somebody on something which I have never seen or I have never thought about, or thought cannot catch it, words cannot catch it? How can I? This is a problem. You see, that is how difficult it is. So, etu aksharam anirdeshyam avyaktam paryupasate sarvatragam achintyancha kutastam achalam dhruvam. Bhagavan is now doing Vedanta Sahasranamam Salaramichtaram. He is saying Acharam, Namba Krishnaya Namaha, Kamalanathaya Namaha. Madri, he is saying Aksharaye Namaha, Anirdeshyaye Namaha, Abhyaktaye Namaha, Sarvatragaye Namaha. Achintyaye Namaha. Every Namaha. How can I do Namaha to an Achintyam? How can I fall at the feet of Sarvatragam? That's the problem. You see, here, this slokame dhyanam pannale oru upasana. Our Swamiji says, idu vandu Vaikasana, Vaikasanathila, there is a wonderful upasana like that. How it does is, now you want to do upasana. Upasana, you know, now worship puja. Now you are sitting down and then you say, asanam samarpayami. Then you say, Are, the one who is sarvatragam, one who has kutastam, achalam, dhruvam, the one who is everywhere, where will I put an asanam for him? I have to put an asanam for him where he is not, so that he can come and sit. So the upasana is joyful. Krishna, you are sarva vyapi. Where will I put a upasana for you to come and sit down? You are nitya shuddha. What is the need for me to give padyam, achamaniyam and archanam for you? And Prabhu, you are nitya tripta. Where is the question of me trying to offer you fruits? Hey Prabhu, you are swayam jyotihi. What is the point in me showing a small arati before you? Hey Prabhu, you are sarvatragam. So I don't know where your feet is to do charanam prapadye. I don't know where your hands are to say argyam samarpayami. I don't know where your lotus faces, because you are in the mari nenekarde upasanya. You see, to comprehend the incomprehensible and struggling with it and saying, how do I worship you? Is the worship. You see, adanala, this nirguna worship is very subtle, very difficult. And that's why Bhagavan added more terms to make the question well qualified. So he said, you are right. And Bhagavan is going to say, the one who do Saguna Upasana are the best knowers of yoga, because they can't fail. Because they have reposed their trust on me. And my very purpose of avatara, the very purpose of me sitting and driving the chariot, the very purpose of me giving you Bhagavad Gita is, you will do Saguna Upasana. And so he is saying, Etu aksharam anirdeshyam avyaktam paryupasate sarvatragam achintyancha kutastam achalam dhruvam. And then comes the wonderful greatness of such nirguna nishta. And out of their penance, out of their tremendous effort, they are actually doing. And so he is saying, Sanniyamya indriya gramam sarvatra samabuddhayaha te prapnuvanti mameva sarvabhuta hite rataha sanniyamya indriya gramam. They completely control all their senses. How do they control all their senses? We already saw it yesterday, by constantly reminding themselves of the fleeting, transitory nature of this world. And Kabir Das Ji's many of his dohas talk about transitory, lokaninda prakaranam, indriya ninda prakaranam, manonindra prakaranam. Idalam pananu. Nindana, you are trying to do dikkaram. Cha, abdine. मत कर माया को अहंकार, मत कर काया को घमंड, काया धूल हो जासी, काया धूल हो जासी, ऐसा होसरा मोती. Like a bubble which will just there. Bubble has so many colors, and you're looking at the bubble. Aha, I see yellow, I see violet, I see what? Poch. Where are the colors? Bubble hai poche. When the bubble itself bursts, how can you see the colors which is actually, being emitted by that bubble? World is like that. Your mind is like that. Mind is the bubble. World is that lovely colors on the bubble. And our Kabir Das Ji is reminding himself, remember, Sadhu, Bhaiya, that the mind, which is the bubble, is showing you these wonderful colors of this world. And the moment this mind bubble bursts, everything is gone. So focus. Understand the space in which the bubble is never moves. And that space in that example is Atma Swarupam. Don't focus on the bubble, focus on the space. Focus on that which is always there. The rest is all going to be destroyed. And this is how we strengthen our indriyas to be pulled inside. If we see the positivity in the world, if we keep seeing Romanalla ke taster ke world is very beautiful, na nirguna upasana problem. For saguna upasakas, no problem. Grihitvapi indriyai sarvam. Na sochati. Naman jimman irkalam. Looking at Krishna. Krishna. Narajanma bandage nalige iruvahai Krishna enabar. Indru pella. But Nirguna Upasana, you have signed up for that now. You have to follow those rules there. There, San Niyamya Indriya, it should never go out to the world. And that's why 100% Vairagya. Remember, we said na, that Nirvinna. If that 100% Vairagya is there, come. Let's do Jnana Margam. 1 in a billion can maybe come. And if Vairagyam is zero, na, unfit for any spiritual, why spiritual? Day to day, serving people, we need Vairagya only. Even to be useful to the family and to the world, we need a little Vairagyam. And if we want to progress in Bhakti, a little more Vairagyam is what is required, which all of us have. Otherwise, we wouldn't have come to the satsang at all. And we are all fit for Bhakti. You see? And Sanyamya Indriya Gramam na eto Aksharam. When you say Aksharam, na, rest is all Ksharam. Rest is all, culpable for destruction. And so I don't want to hold on to something which is going to be destroyed, which is transient. Adudha Atma Anatma Vicharam, Nitya Nitya Vivekamla Venum. These are all entry criteria for Jnana Vichara. First, Nitya Nitya Vivekam Venum. And the Atma Anatma Vivekam Venum. Nitya and the Vairagyam we need to have, Mukshutvam we need to have. We need to have a little bit of sadhana, which is Shama, Dhamma, practice of controlling our senses. If all is done, door opens, Atato Brahma Jignasa. Come, let us do Brahma Vichara. So here, our Swamiji is given a song in Tamil, which explains Sanniyamya Indriya Gramathukku preparation. Ajigendra Ulagudan, Ajigendra Udalodan, Alaindittal Maname, Niyu Ajibai, Ajigada Atmavai, Arindu Niyo, Najuvada Anandatil Nilai Perubai, Ajigendra Udal. Aligindra ulag. You see, this world which we celebrate so much, one day is going to go, na. One day it will go. And don't look at this universe world. Our world. What is our world? House is our world. What I have is my world. People around me, my world. Idella my world illaya. One day it's going to go. And or I may have to go. Aligindra ulagudan. And that which I take so much care about my body, this is also going to go. Na? Then, if we are it is an order to the mind to do Sanyamya Indriya Grama. So Swamiji says, for people who are going in that path, Mahatma is like Bhagavan, na? They are common to both paths. They give a common type of a direction to both paths. Just like how Krishna says that people who do Saguna Upasana are more dear to me. People who do Saguna Upasana knows yoga better. Mahatmas like our Swamiji show the universal path of Nama chanting. Doesn't mean that they can't guide others or they don't accept other paths. They accept every path. But then what is the path for you and me is what he asks. Path of you and me, out of his kripa, is asking, is the path of reposing our trust in Krishna Charana, chanting his name, remembering his Leela, and doing a little bit of bhakti, slowly improving. Yesterday he told that don't worry if we don't have any involvement, etc. It will come. But we need to do what we have to do, which is constantly engage my indriyas, constantly engage my body, constantly engage my vak, eyes, etc. into bhakti, sadhana. Manasa, you see, to change the mind, we don't have to worry, which is the beauty of his very simple yet profound message. Controlling the mind is none of our business, right? It is Krishna's business. So I let him. I don't even monitor. Why should I monitor? Krishna is taking care. If you are a sweet child, in the morning you won't be concerned, will my mother cook properly for me? And wake up, eti patu kitchen apadi, Amma has woken up today. I hope she will actually cook for me. The child will sleep happily because she knows the mother has more concern over my filling the tummy than even myself. Because even if I say I'm not hungry, she will make me sit down and force feed me. They see that. And so the child is happy. No problem. You see, like that, the child of Krishna is also constantly listening to Katha, constantly doing Kirtana, and then feeling very big. Krishna, you are filling my time by making all my indriyas, all my sense organs, channelized towards your worship in some form. Of course, the mind is not getting involved. It's not of my business, but praying is my business. So I'm praying to you, Krishna, give me a little more bhakti. Give me a little more involvement in my sadhana. You see how simple it is. Not for a nirguna nishta. That person is on his own. So that person has to convince. And they see the world, you know what they have to see? Those people, nirguna nishtas, this world, it looks very nice now. Very good. But it's going to go one day. Don't get attached. Don't get attached. And if they get something very sweet to eat, it will be sweet right now. But tomorrow, when it's not available, the mind will say, where is my sweet dish after food? And if I'm not able to give it, then it will get miserable. Don't get attached. You see, even if somebody comes with a sweet smile and talk, those persons will quickly talk to them few words, send them out. Why? Sangame kudat. As they come, they will talk today. And tomorrow they will try to ask for a favor. Then my sadhana will be gone and my mind will be involved. If somebody comes daily, then the mind will get attached to that habit. Then next day, if they don't come, it will wait for them to come. Instead of doing Brahma Vichara, I will do some Jiva Vichara. And that's Aligindra Pule Goden. And this Udal, as I said, Nirguna Upasakas have to look at this body as only a rented place to finish off Atma Sakshatkara. Because constantly they will ask, what are you, this body? You are just skin, you are just bones, you are just blood, you are just flesh. And I need to take care of you so that I can stay in this body and finish this. I have to pay the rent. I don't have to embellish this building called body. And then whenever the mind goes, Sanniyamya Indriya Gramam. The mind has to go only through the Indriyas. How do you push it? Alaindital maname niyu alivai. If you go along with this Indriyas and somehow try to get attached to either the body or the world, you will also perish. Coming. So then you have to give something positive to the mind, na? Ariyada atma ve arinduniyo najuvada anandatil nilai peruvai. There is no ananda in this world. There is nothing positive in the world. Ananda is right within you. It is your Atma Swarupa. Hey mind, don't go outside. Come in. Idha Sarvatra Samabuddhayaha. Ida Samabuddhi. Samam nale Atmada. And for us to actually pull that mind in, constantly Nirguna Nishta potent there. 24/7. Pasittiru, Vilittiru. You have to be constantly on the watch. And we have to be constantly ensuring that we don't feed these Indriyas. That great Ramalinga Vallalar gave only 2 words. Pasittiru, Vilittiru. What it means? Never feed desires. Never feed the Indriyas with Vishayam. And constantly be on the watch out. And that is the beauty of that. And he says, Kodi Kodi Piravigala Alaindum Tirindum Alputan Illayo Kalaiputan Illayo. If somebody says, look at him, he is having a good life, Nala Saparana, Tungara, then ask yourself, how many janmas have you wasted like that? Kaya piya sukh se soya nahak janam koya. He's saying, Kaya, Piya, Sukse, Soya, we have wasted so many crores of Janma. Don't waste this Janma. You won't get another. You have to reinforce every second. Every second. This is what is Nirguna Nishtha. Is it a joke, you tell me? When we do Brahma Vichara, Upanishad, Brahma Sutra, Gita for this Nirguna Nishtha, it's serious business every second. And the moment you let your watch a little bit, it is like a little child. You have to keep it in the house. The moment even for a second you put the door open, danger. You can't say to somebody 23 hours, 59 minutes I was watchful. Only 1 minute I let it out. You can't say like that. And when you are traveling in the wrong side of the road, you can't tell the cop, sir, I'm 60 years old. And for 59 years, 365 days and 1 hour less than that quarter, I was always on the right side. Only once I went. Once gone, once gone. Like this little child will escape in a second. Watchful 24/7. அதுதான் சந்நியம்ய இந்திரிய கிராமம். மலைப்பாக உள்ளது உன் செயல் எனக்கு முனைப்புடன் செயல்படுவாய் முக்தியை அடைந்திடுவாய். மலைப்பாக உள்ளது உன் செயல் எனக்கு முனைப்புடன் செயல்படுவாய் முக்தியை அடைந்திடுவாய். Be liberated. Don't be in chains. Don't be somebody's play doll. Don't be somebody's puppet. Attain, liberate. Don't be a slave to the world, to the body, to the senses. Do you now see? I'm just trying to prepare you for the next sloka. When Bhagavan is going to say very difficult for Nirguna Nishthas, Arjuna, you are very beloved to me. I don't want you to go through the rigors. I won't mind you having a tough life, but risky life. And then if you go in the life, I can't independently do kripa to you. I have to do kripa commiserate to your efforts, alertness, awareness, etc. If you come to me as a devotee and surrender, even if you're an elephant, I will take care of you. You see? Even if you are a cow in an ashrama of a jnani who is talking about Atma Vichara, I will liberate you. Ramana Bhagavan, Atma Vicharam. For the cow Lakshmi, Tesham Aham Samuddarta Mrityu Samsara Sagaratan Rare. See? Adudam Prema. You see? And that's what Bhagavan has the love for all of us. He keeps on crying. Mamayivamso Jivalayo, you are all my children. Only you have forgotten me, but I have not forgotten you. I come every now and then. I tell you this in Gita, and I send the Guru again and again to all of you. And not again and again. If it's a Mahatana Guru, Mahatmana or what in Chapuram. So I keep sending the Guru to cover you all. And so come back to me. And this is what is for those people. Shanniyamya Indriya Gramam Sarvatra Samabuddhayaha. Sarvatra Samabuddhaya means even-minded. And what our Adi Shankara Bhagavad says, today is Shankara Jayanti Liya, let us at least read his Bhashyam's 2 lines to show our gratitude towards the Acharya Purusha who protected our Sanatana Dharma. And today, if there is some Vedic chanting happening, today if there is some Gita, temples are there to a great extent, all of us, whether we follow Advaita or not, or Smartha Sampradaya or not, doesn't matter. We all are very indebted to that Mahapurush. There may be differences in philosophy. Sanatana Dharma kapati kudutadu dane. So he is saying, Sarvatra Samabuddhayaha. He is saying, Sarvatra, Sarvasmin Kale Samabuddhayaha. Sama Tulya Buddhihi Yesham Ishta Anishta Praptaute Samabuddhayaha. Our Adi Shankara Bhagavad says, Samabuddhayaha means whether we get what we like or what we dislike, be even-minded. Because this is the path of yoga. Samatvam yoga uchyate. So being even-minded, when we get something, ishta, anishta praptihi, samabuddhi. I look even-minded. I am even-minded when I get something which is positive versus I get something which is undesirable. I am even-minded, which means I am not craving for something which my mind tells me is likable. I don't repel something which my mind tells me is not desirable. So what am I doing? I am putting the mind in its place. What is the place of the mind? Atma Swarupam. Adu thaniya uttona nasam panniduma. Ati vinashti. So the mind should not be let to go here and there. And so if something undesirable comes, titiksham, let it come. What is there? What is there? And when I wear the shirt, for example, idella nirgunaku possible. Possible for you and me, I don't know. The shirt irukku illaya, shirt is wrinkled a little bit, suppose. How do you straighten it? How do you straighten it? The tadaivi kudutha straight aguma. You have to have a red hot iron. Not red hot. Really hot iron. Steam. What thechadana seriyagum. Likewise, remember, I need this shirt. Until my job is over, I need this shirt. And this shirt is not only the body, it is also my mind. I need to straighten the mind. I have to, whenever unasked for, when there are desirable things coming, or when there are undesirable things coming, I am merely a witness saying and watching the mind. If it is something desirable, I come, I am not going to jump around feeling happy. If it is something undesirable, ishta anishta prapti, not ishta prapti and aprapti illa. That's the beauty of Bhashyam. Every word is significant. When some things of ishta or anishta comes to me, how do I take care of this pain? If I am a bhakta, Krishna valadranu pedlam. If you are a nirguna nishta, you will say, it is because of my karma that I am reaping it. I cooked it, so I eat it. I shall not resist it. I shall not feel repulsive with things which are not desirable. Neither do I rejoice with things which are desirable. Because if I rejoice, it has the shadow of desire to want the same thing tomorrow. And it's going to create a lot of problem for me. Let me cut off all my wants and let me accept what comes its way on its own accord. And I understand this mind is the one which defines this is desirable, this is undesirable. What comes because of karma. I don't want the mind to even judge it. So, samabuddhaya. Right? This is what I deserve. So why should I resist it? This is what I deserve. Karma is perfect. It has no problem at all. And I have to use karma only for me, not for others. That's why he is saying, Sarva Bhuta Hite Rataha. He won't look at all these things for others. He will serve others. For Jada Bharata, even if somebody cuts the head, he's ready, sitting. But even if an ant crosses the path, he jumps over the ant. You may ask, logically, idha anubhavam. Mind tappa purinjikkiradhu pathiyala. So what is applicable to me is applicable to me. For others, sarva bhuta hite rata. Idha nirguna nishta. This is what is real experience. They won't look at others and say karma kashtaparan. They won't say these greatest of all nirguna sadhakas. Jnaniya utrungo. Sadhakas, when it comes to them, they would be samabuddhi. Where they'll say karma kashtaparan. But when it comes to somebody else, somehow they get that compassion to work towards relieving the suffering of that person to the best possible effort. That's beauty. Samabuddhayaha is for them. And sukam, dukkam, sheetam, ushnam, everything samabuddhi. They won't go and injure themselves and all that. No. Whatever comes on its own accord, it's accepted. They are also sarva bhuta hite rataha, because they understand if there is likes and dislikes, then if there is a dislike, then there will also be hatred, dvesham. And dvesham will completely move my mind away from the goal. Even attraction I can somehow come out, but repulsion is a greater force for me to come out of. It's a danger for me, so I choose not to touch these two, is how they have to practice. But they say that samabuddhi is for them, but for others, hite rataha. And that's the beauty of that. And those people, prapnuvanti mam eva. Prapnuvanti mam eva. Now Arjuna is asking Krishna, you said people who are, doing upasana of saguna attain you. People who do nirguna upasana eva, they come to me alone. Where They'll come here only. But then you said people doing Saguna Upasana are greater, knowers of Yoga. Even before the question came, answer came. Patne, Klesho Adhikatarastesham. The whole problem is difficulty. The hardship for a Nirguna yogi is very difficult, very tough for him. And Abhyakta Sakta Chesasam. Abhyakta hi gatir dukkam dehavad bhiravapyate. And that is the reason why for Saguna Bhaktas, hardship is there, but not as much as hardship. For Saguna Bhaktas, efforts are there, but not as much efforts. For Saguna Bhaktas, the path is not obviously just the path of rose kadayad, petals kadayad. But then for them it's a thorny path, you see. And because the path is difficult, because the surety of attaining is not assured, and because the path is also not joyful, I consider Nirguna yogis and Saguna yogis, the first among these two equals is Saguna Nishtas. Why? Joyful path, sure path, and not a very difficult path. And that's why they are supreme knowers of yoga. See? And that's what he's going to talk. And from Klesho Adhikatarastesham, tomorrow in our time local here is Ramanuja Jayanti, and we'll take a little verses from our Ramanuja Bhashyam. For us, we follow Premika Sampradaya, where we hold Adi Shankara Bhagavad-pada, Bhagavad Ramanujacharya, Madhvacharya, all the Mahatmas, Vallabhacharya Mahaprabhu, Gita Harivamsha Mahaprabhu, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and Jnaneshwar Mahaprabhu, all these Mahatmas in the highest esteem. And they are all Krishna Bhaktas. They are all sent by Krishna. So we celebrate them all. And the path which we follow is Mahamantra Kirtan, Yugala Seva, Bhagavata Parayanam and Patanam, and Vrindavana Madhurapuri Yatra. Right? So tomorrow we shall celebrate Bhagavad Gita Vechi. Through Bhagavad Gita, let us remember this great Acharya Purusha, Bhagavad Ramanuja Acharya, and some episodes from his life also. Sadguru Maharaj ki Sarvatra Govinda Nama Sankirtanam. Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare. Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna